The number one question I'm asked all the time is, how do I get an agent? Now, I always tell these actors when they ask me, are you actually ready to get an agent? Have you been in training? Have you learned how to deliver a powerful, compelling on-camera audition? Do you know how to walk into a room with a casting director, and a room full of producers and deliver a powerful callback? Can you walk onto set and be a professional and deliver your lines in a real, honest, compelling way? If you can't do that yet, you don't need an agent. Okay, so start off by saying that. Now, for those of you who have done all those things and you're ready to move on to the stage of getting an agent, this video is for you. Now, this video was primarily made for those actors who are in the Southeast market, but change a few things around a little bit and it can be applied to any market that an actor happens to be in. The number one thing to remember is there is no such thing as a perfect agent. Only an agent who is perfect for you. Now, just because your best friend loves his agent, that doesn't mean the agent's going to be right for you. And by the same token, just because your best friend hates their agent, doesn't mean that agent might not be perfect for you. Now, I have a long list of ex-girlfriends that are currently making some guy very, very happy. There's nothing wrong with the girls. They just weren't perfect for me. Same exact thing with an agency. You got to find that agent who just gets you, understands you, and knows how to sell you. What not to do? Okay. Number one, don't submit only to those agencies that happen to represent your friends. There are a lot of great, reputable agencies in this market. Don't limit your opportunities by having such a short list. Number two, don't Google list of agencies in Georgia or South Carolina or Florida or California, whatever the state you're in happens to be. That list is going to give you some good agencies, but it's also going to give you disreputable agencies, scam artists, and those agencies that have almost no pull with casting directors, producers, or the industry as a whole. Number three, don't email SAG and ask for a list of agents. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they send a very, very short list. Those agencies will be good agents, but that list is going to be missing a lot of really good agents that you could have an opportunity with. Here's what you want to do. Number one, talk to your friends about their agents. You want to ask them, is the agent responsive? Does the agent have a business plan for each of their actors? Does the agent make reasonable time available for the actors to discuss concerns they have about their career? Can the agent be counted on to help out if the actor has a problem on set? Does the agent do a good job at getting the payment for the actor if there's a problem getting paid? Does the agent forward their payments to the actor in a timely manner? Does the agent charge anything other than the 10% agency fee for the money that the actor gets for the work the agent has procured for them? And finally, does the actor get any auditions? Now, a big part of getting auditions for an actor is on the actor's shoulder. It is what they do or don't do. But the agency does play a part in that, so it's important to know. If the actor isn't getting any auditions at all, that's a warning sign. The next thing you're going to do is research. So you go to Google and put in film shot in Georgia 2017, or whatever state you happen to be in. That's going to give you a list of all the films shot in your market. Write them down. Then Google TV shows shot in Georgia 2017. Write those all down. Next, you're going to go to IMDb Pro. Now that is an amazing website that if you're a serious actor, you need to be a member of that site. It's absolutely essential. The information is things that we need on a weekly basis to use to move up in our career. So when you go to IMDb, it lists every production that's made and the crew and the cast involved. So what you want to do is go to IMDb, take that list of films that's shot in Georgia, go to the first film, put it in IMDb Pro, pull it up. It's going to list every single actor who's in that movie. So you're going to look at that list of actors, and you're going to obviously skip the famous names you recognize, and go down the list until you see actors you don't recognize. Click on their name. When you do that, it's going to pull up the actor's profile, and there on their page is going to be their agency with their agency's contact information. Write that stuff down. Then go to the next actor on the list. Write their agency and contact information down. The next actor, the next actor, the next actor. Then you're going to put in all the TV shows and go through each one of those in the same way. Now obviously you're going to see a lot of the same agencies coming up again and again and again. That's all right. Just check it off and move on to the next one. But when you're done, you're going to have a powerful list of agencies that represent people who are actually working actors. Now, what's great about this list is going to have all great agencies, but not a single scam artist. It's not going to have any agency that has absolutely no pull in the industry. Now, as a side note, you have to ask yourself, when you look up an agency and they don't have actors who are consistently booking professional gigs, how are they paying their bills? I'm going to be willing to bet that they pay their bills by scamming their actors. They're going to be charging website fees. They're going to be convincing their actors to use an in-house headshot photographer. They're going to be teaching classes and charging their actors for them. All these fees have nothing to do with the 10% agency fee that they're supposed to charge. You want to avoid those agencies, okay? Focus on that list of powerhouse agencies that you're going to get by doing this research. That's going to be completely and totally our focus from this point forward. So what do you do with this list of agencies once you have it? You market to them. Now this video doesn't cover marketing in depth. I'll cover that in another video. But one of the things I strongly advise against is sending to these agents a 9x12 manila envelope with your headshot, resume, and cover letter. The reason is because the agents are going to take that envelope and put it in a stack in the corner with 500 other 9x12 manila envelopes. You want to stand out. So what I advise actors do is send them postcards about work that you're actually doing. Do this every 4 weeks. Now after you've sent several of these postcards out, you want to follow up with an email directly to the agent. And in this email you want to put a little intro, nothing too in-depth. You want to put a link to your IMDb profile, a link to your Actors Access profile. You want to have your headshot, your resume. You want to have a link to your demo reel if you have one. If you don't worry about it. Have a link to your audition reel. We'll cover that later in this video. Marketing directly to agents is a powerful, powerful process. I personally have never sent a headshot, resume, and cover letter to any agent that I've ever gotten. I send postcards and follow-up emails. Now I'll tell you a story. When I was in LA, where it is much more difficult to get an agent than in the Southeast, I sent my postcards out to agents every 6 weeks. And I had a list of those powerhouse agencies that I really, really wanted to be with. Even when I got an agent, I didn't stop marketing to those agents that were my dream agents. Now one night I'm in a grocery store, and I'm walking along picking out my canned foods, ramen noodles at the time, and a guy walks by in a suit. He stops and he looks over at me and he says, "Are you Mark McCullough?" I was like, yeah. This guy walks up and he tells me he's an agent that I had been sending postcards to for 3 years. He spends 30 minutes telling me why he could not represent me. He said, "Mark, I represent big stars. I spend 20 minutes negotiating a $200,000 contract. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes negotiating your $2,000 contract." But he said, "I know who you are, but you don't need to send me any more postcards." I said, "Thank you. So great meeting you." And 6 weeks later, I sent him another postcard. And 6 weeks later, I sent him another postcard. And 1 year later, that agent called me and said, "You win. I'll sign you." This is one of the top agencies in LA, and at the time, I had only worked at level 1. That's just a perfect example of how marketing can be very, very effective in a market that is very difficult to break into, such as LA. The regional agents that I have, I got them by sending postcards. That was it, just a postcard, and they called me up and said they want to sign me. So if you can fashion powerful, compelling postcards that sell you, sell your brand, make you look like a professional, agents are going to be interested. You want to market to a wide selection of agents so that you can get several who are interested in meeting with you. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to have a meeting with only one agent set up. It is going to be really hard not to walk in there and feel needy or desperate for them to sign you. Ideally, you want 3 to 6 agencies interested in you that you can set up interviews with. Remember, nobody wants to work with anyone who is desperate. Just think back to high school. Nobody wanted to go to the prom with a chick who was desperate for a date to the prom. Don't be that chick. So what do you do when you get this meeting with the prospective agent? You interview them. Remember, you're the CEO of your own company, and you're looking for a salesperson to help sell your product. So this meeting is to determine if that salesperson is good for you and your product. So you should be asking them just as many questions as they're asking you. You want to find out what's their business approach, what's their approach to this industry as a whole, how do they see you? Because if they see you in a drastically different way than you see yourself and how you want to sell yourself, you should probably move on. you want to make sure that they are really, really excited about you. Now, I have a rule in life. It's called the hell yeah rule. And basically, if anyone calls me up or emails me and asks me to do something, if in my gut I don't think, hell yeah, I want to do that, I don't do it. So when you're meeting with this agent, if in your gut you don't think, hell yeah, I want to sign with this agent, don't. Now also, you want to make sure that they feel that in their gut, that when they look at you, they're thinking, hell yeah, I want to sign this guy, this chick, because I want them to be a part of my team. If they're not feeling that, you need to move on, because them being excited about you is utterly important for your success. Now, you don't need to decide right then, and you shouldn't decide right then. Again, if you've done things correctly, you're going to have 3 to 6 agents that you're going to be meeting with. So when you're finished with this interview, just politely tell the agent you need a few days to think about it, and then leave and really think about it. Now, at this point, no one can make the final decision but you. What I suggest people do is follow your instincts. Now, remember, just like most people, they don't marry their very first boyfriend or girlfriend from high school. They go through a few before they actually settle down with someone. It's the exact same thing with an agency. So when you find the agency that you think is right for you, that your instincts say, yeah, they're the right person, the right agency, and you sign with them. If you go 4 to 6 months and it doesn't feel right, if they're not getting your auditions, you don't like the way they interact with you, whatever the case may be, leave, move on, find another agent. So you just want to go back and repeat the steps of marketing, reaching out to the other agents, and do it again, and do it again, until you find that agent that is perfect for you. Now, this is not an overnight process. Again, this is your career. This is long term. So it's going to take a little while, probably, to find that agent that is absolutely perfectly matched to you. It's okay. If you're in this for the long haul, it's okay to do the work for the long road. I meet actors all the time who are struggling to get a demo reel together, and they think that the lack of a demo reel will keep them from getting an agent, and that is absolutely not true. So what I advise my students is, rather than struggling for months or years to cobble together a demo reel from poorly shot student films or web series or what have you, skip that process and in an afternoon put together an audition reel. Now, an audition reel is great for getting an agent. It is not useful for casting directors, so keep that in mind. But what an audition reel consists of, it's 3 one-minute audition scenes. These scenes should be from real TV shows and films. They should be characters that you would realistically play, and they should help portray your brand. Now, you also want to do a little 2 or 3 line co-star role. Find a professional that can tape these for you. You want to have great lighting, great sound. You want the camera to be high quality. You want to show this possible agent that you can deliver fantastic, professional taped auditions. Now, you take these 3 scenes in this tiny little co-star scene, you edit those together, you upload them to YouTube. Make it unpublished so that people aren't going around YouTube watching your auditions. But that's what you send to an agent, or prospective agent. This is going to show you in the best possible light. This is going to show them what you're capable of delivering when they get you an audition. This is faster, quicker, and in many cases much, much cheaper than trying to spend years chasing after scenes and chasing after students to get them to give you footage for your demo reel. So those are a few tips to help get a great agent who is perfect for you. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It might not happen in the next 6 months. But if you follow those steps consistently, you will eventually find a perfect agent who helps carry you to the top levels of this industry. Now, just to give you a couple of notes on agents in general. Number 1, they work for you. You're the CEO of your company selling one product. That agent is a salesperson to help you sell that product. And you should have a respectful, mutually beneficial relationship with this agent, but you don't work for them. I see a lot of actors getting confused about that issue. Number 2, agents aren't managers. They represent 150 to 200 actors on average. They don't have time to chat with you every day about your wardrobe choices for your auditions. If you need that kind of special attention, get a manager. Managers represent 10 to 20 actors, so they can give you a lot more personalized time. The other thing, an agent doesn't need to be your best friend. You don't need to be chummy with your agent. You just need to have a good working business relationship. Number 3, the standard industry practice is you pay an agent 10% of the money that you make on jobs that they procure for you. Now, for non-union actors, some agencies charge 15%, That's up to the individual actor if they want to do that deal or not. But an agency should not be charging you for classes. They should not be charging you for headshots. They should not be charging you a website fee to put you on their website. Anything that they try to charge you that's not that 10% of what they bring in is not right, and you should walk away from them. And finally, this is one of the most important relationships you're going to have as an actor. Make sure it's a healthy one. You should get along with your agent. You should have a nice relationship with your agent. If your agent is rude, if your agent is disrespectful, if they're untruthful, if they don't have time for you, leave them. Move on. Find an agent who appreciates you and does the job that they're supposed to do. Hope this helps.